Matt Berner, you're taking a look at the $150,000 guaranteed single ticket pick 5 out at Monmouth Park Saturday afternoon. Races 9 through 13. Scheduled post for the 9th race. The kickoff leg of this pick 5 sequence is 4:55 Eastern. Again, single ticket guarantee payout of $150,000 if there is a single winner. But nonetheless, the pick 5 bet is always a great value in horse racing, particularly down there in Oceanport, New Jersey. Let's take a look at the first leg, race number 9. 6 furlongs, a state-bred race. This is the John J. Riley handicap. I want to go 3 deep in here. I'm only going to play this basically from a basic caveman sort of situation, but obviously I would always encourage anyone to go in to use DRF Ticketmaker, emphasize your opinions a little bit more so, and by the time this post comes, I'll probably do so. But just for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to go mainly with some sort of a caveman, and that way you can go through and make some tweaks here, there, wherever you'd like. I'm going to go 3 deep in here, though, in the first leg. I'm going to go with the 3, the 4, and the 7. The 3 horse is Brother Chubb. Brother Chubb is a horse that can sit a little bit off of the pace and still come with a run, has done some good things, particularly here at Monmouth, 5 for 14 lifetime. The distance is right in his wheelhouse. I actually think both of the Hey Chubb siblings, or sons, I should say, Brother Chubb as well as the 4-horse Chubblicious, I think they're the 2 horses that you're really going to have to reckon with in this kickoff leg. I mentioned Chubblicious, highest last out buyer in the field with a 92. We know what he's capable of on his best day. 12 times in the money from 13 lifetime starts at Monmouth Park, 9 for 19 at the distance. Look, he makes most sense in the world. He's another one who's got a little bit of tactical speed, but he's probably going to be a little bit more forward than the horse drawn just to his inside, Brother Chubb. And as far as the 7-horse Cozy Lover is concerned, Cozy Lover's got big speed. You know what the game here is going to be. Try to get out there and clear off. Couldn't quite hold off Brother Chubb most recently, that race at Parks on April the 17th, but I do think Cozy Lover, if anyone's going to steal this thing on the front end, it'll be this horse. So for me, in the opening leg, race number 9, I'm going to go 3 deep, the 3, the 4, and the 7. Let's move on to race number 10. It's the Boiling Springs. 3-year-old fillies going a mile and 16th on the turf course. Maybe this is something that, again, from Ticketmaker standpoint, you can go a little bit deeper. To me, in Chad, I trust. I'm going to the outside. I'm going to go with the number 10 horse, Reverse the Decision. I was taken by her when she debuted down at Gulfstream on January the 7th. She was super green, made her a horse watch, actually made her a best bet on out of the gate when she came back and finally broke her maiden in that start off the layoff most recently at Aqueduct. She got an 83 buyer, highest last out in the field, the 111 time form US rating, highest last out in the field. And also, it's worth noting the runner-up that day came back to be a next out winner with a 79. 4th place finisher earned a 77 in their next start as well. So, Reverse the Decision. There's no question that she's been keeping good company, better the company than what she'll be facing on Saturday afternoon at Monmouth. To me, she's going to be, if you needed to really make sort of an economic ticket, I'd put most of my eggs in her basket. That's the 10 Reverse Decision. But I understand there are a number of ways you can go. You can go with Golden Orb. You can go with the other Chad, So High Society. You can also include a horse like Coffee Crush or even Jehoshaphat. I'm fond of Jehoshaphat. I just don't know if this is the spot for her. But for me, single in race number 10 at Monmouth on Saturday. We're going to go with the 10 Reverse the Decision. Let's move on to race number 11. It's the Salvatore Mile. Obviously, it's always one of those nice races. Year in and year out, it brings together a pretty good group of horses. You can go forward and look at a couple of different instances where this race has produced some really solid runners, and this is usually a nice springboard to a race like the Monmouth Cup that's down there on the Jersey Shore. I'm going to go 3 deep, the 2, the 3, and the 6. The 2 is Shaft of Light. Shaft of Light for Jorge Navarro is a horse that's done most of his damage at slightly shorter distances, but it's worth noting he's 2 for 4 at the distance. I think there's a scenario where he could shake clear here in this spot and possibly wire the field. If he does that, obviously he's going to be an interesting candidate. He's 3-1 on the morning line. There's a part of me that thinks he floats up from there, though, because I think a lot of people are going to look at him and say perhaps there's some distance limitations. The 3 horse is Sunny Ridge. Sunny Ridge is a nice New Jersey bred. I've always been a fan of his. 2 for 3 at Monmouth Park, 3 for 3 in the money. Highest last out buyer in the field with a 96. That came going 1 turn at Aqueduct. He has a number of buyers on his page that are good enough to get the job done in here. And it's also nice that he doesn't have to come from 100 out of it. He has a little bit of tactical speed. So I'd imagine him to be positioned mid-pack in this spot, chasing the likes of the number 2 horse, Shaft of Light. And as far as the 6 horse is concerned, Paige McKenney. Paige McKenney's the kind of horse that if you get his A effort, he's probably going to win. I just don't know if at this point in his career we're going to get his A effort. I thought his run in the Old Hickory 2-back was brilliant down at Gulfstream, and perhaps that's all he needs is to get back to going 2 turns. Keep in mind that was his first start in a few months, and then they brought him back in the Gulfstream Mile, which is a 1-turn event, and he just didn't pick his feet up there. I think if you get the good Paige McKenney, he has a big chance in here. I just don't know at 8 years old, what version are we going to get? So again, for me, 3 deep in here if I'm playing a caveman. The sort of opinion here, I just want to be against Pletcher's horse, the number 4 chip leader. He could work out the ideal trip, especially if you think Shaft of Light can't see out the distance. He should get the jump on the likes of Sunny Ridge and Paige McKenney. But I just want a little bit of a stand against him in this spot here. Even if I go with Ticket Maker, I'll probably leave chip leader out and say, you know what? If Todd beats me, Todd beats me. 3 deep in the 11th race, 2, 3, and 6. Let's move on to race number 12, the main event down at Monmouth, on Saturday afternoon. Race 12, mile and an eighth on the turf course, the Grade 2 Monmouth Stakes. You can find all the stakes previews over on video.drf.com or the Daily Racing Forms YouTube channel. There's a bunch of Chads in here. There's a lot of quality in here. I'm only going to go 2 deep in here. I'm going to go with the 4 and the 5. The 4 horse is Divisadero. Divisadero making first start going out for Kelly Rubley. I don't know if he can still run. If he can, he has a major chance in here. He's got arguably, I don't want to say arguably, he has the most back class. He has run a number of races that are good enough to win in here. It's just we have not seen him since October of last year. And what are you going to get here? First start off the bench almost at the end of May, early June. He's been gone for a long time. I don't know what you're going to get, but if he shows up with his A game, he's going to win. I'm also going to use the 5, Force the Pass. I've always been a fan of Force the Pass. I was a little bit surprised to see him actually back in the entries, considering we hadn't seen him in a year and a half. He came back in the cliffhanger. Alan Goldberg had him ready to rock. He got the job done only by a nose. And, okay, the buyer may have come back a little bit on the light side, but Irish Straight is a really nice in-form horse. And I suppose if you go through the charts, you could make a case where perhaps the buyer was a little bit on the light side. If he can get back up slightly, if he just improves 5 to 6 points, all of a sudden he's right there. He should get the jump on a horse like the Divisadero. And we know that he likes Monmouth Park. I think a mile and an eighth is going to be better for him. And he had every right to need a race off of that long layoff. I'll go 4 and 5 in the 12th race at Monmouth. The 4 is Divisadero, the class of the field. The 5 is Force the Pass. Probably going to get the jump on Divisadero. Question remains, is he still good enough to get the job done in a race like this? And then if you're alive in here, you get to just a nice little barn burner in the last race. Race 13, beaten claimer, $7,500 at the level, 1 mile. For me, these are just horses that don't like to win races. And usually when you get an instance like that, I want horses that are going to be forwardly placed, saying, come and catch me. There's no better position to be in a race like this than forward. Because I don't want to be trying to have to pass horses, because these horses have proven they don't really like to do that. I'm going to go 3 deep in here. The 2, the 6, and the 7. The 2 is Lord Anthony. Lord Anthony is 1 for 16, and 6 times has run second or third. You go to that run 2 starts back. What did he do? He wired the field. That was his only victory. Most recently, he couldn't make the top. I don't know if he's going to make the top in here, but he's going to be forward. And I just at least want to have that sort of in my back pocket. So I'll use the 2. I'm also going to use the 6 and the 7. The 6 is Disruptor. Disruptor could be sort of the problem for the 2 horse, because he's going to be sent, stretching out in distance. First time going out for Sweezy in the new barn. Highest last out buyer in the field with a 56. Broke the maiden 2 starts back in gate to wire fashion. I would be stunned if he's not on the lead. I think they send him hard and then say, you know what, everybody else is going to have to make a decision. And more likely than not, somebody will blink at that point. The 7 is Skipper Dancer. Skipper Dancer's 1 for 19, 4 times second or third. He's going to be forwardly placed. Go 2 starts back. Again, a gate-to-wire victory, the only one of his career. Most recently, doesn't work out, can't get out there. He's going to drop in class now from the 15 non-winners of 2 to the beaten 75 level. And again, really, this just boils down to nothing more than who's going to be forwardly placed. I don't want to have a horse come from 100 out of it. It's part of the reason I'm fading the number 1 horse up to 11. Up to 11, broke the maiden most recently very, very impressively by 2 1/4 lengths and came from 15 out of it. But the problem was that was on a sloppy sealed racing surface. The buyer came back light, and I don't know that I want to rely on a horse coming from 100 out of it if this is everything I've got. If I'm playing Ticket Maker, perhaps I use this horse as a backup. But as far as my little exercise here with the caveman, 2, 6, and 7 to round things out for me in the late pick 5 sequence at Monmouth Park on Saturday afternoon. Races 9 through 13. Again, $150,000 guaranteed for a single ticket winner. If you are the only winner, the only single ticket, $150,000 guaranteed pool going out there. Again, race number 9 kicks things off. It is the John J. Riley Handicap, 6 furlongs on the main track. Scheduled post time is 4:55 Eastern. Best of luck.